Hello, everybody. I believe we are live. Today is kind of a crazy day. It's the start of the kind of, I guess, second extended lockdown, or maybe third extended lockdown for Sydney, and it's the Monday that Melbourne is getting back to work from home again. So it's a bit of a crazy time. We organised this last minute last week when everything just started collapsing again for Victoria and Sydney. And I thought, who would be better to do an emergency lockdown financial live with than Tamara? So I'm very, very lucky to have Tamara with me today. So welcome, Tamara, and thank you so much for popping on an emergency timely fit.
It's very, very kind of you, Alex. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, we are talking today about, by the way, the reason why I've made an effort to make my hair look voluminous for you all is because I put my hot rollers in because I thought, you know what, this is the fifth or sixth time we've been in lockdown in Melbourne today, and sometimes you've got to do something for yourself, right? Um, and we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things today, but I think it would be good to start with mindset. And this is something that you brought up to me with me tomorrow, that mindset is actually massive when it comes to dealing with lockdown. And that's what part of your series of mindset is on today about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, there are so many different forms of fight or flight. And in the fight, you've got to mentally prepare. You've got to prepare yourself, prepare your team, prepare your clients physically, mentally, emotionally to come back. And there's only so much in the tank that you can do that. When you reach lockdown number 5, that tank feels pretty empty. And I've heard that from so many Melburnians like yourself, Alex. You're in Melbourne, so you get it as well. And especially when we talk about money and we talk about finances and the beauty and personal care and hair industry is very empathetic. Like, if I can say biased, obviously, because I'm in this industry, but the most gentle, caring, kind, beautiful humans ever. And when you've got a business to run and you're in a pandemic and you're hearing about lockdown and you're hearing about bank balances and you're hearing about people not being able to put food on the table sometimes, that's really hard for us to continue to do business. But at the end of the day, if we don't do business, then we can't do all of those things either. Our tables don't get food on them at the end of the day. So it's a real seesaw effect. And I just wanted to start off this live by saying to everyone that you do need to make money during this time. It's for yourself, it's for your family, it's for your team, it's for your people. But you can do that in a non-salesy, non-gross, non-awkward way, just by being super genuine and communicating and connecting with your clients.
I completely agree with that. And I've got an analogy to give you all on that one, which is when you hop on a plane and they go through the safety thing, the first thing that they tell you is to put on your mask before you help anybody else. And you may have it in your mind at the moment that everybody else is suffering, and maybe I'm better off and I've got a little bit more money in the bank and I'm going to have food on the table for the next 2 weeks, maybe month, who knows. But you're not going to be able to actually help other people if you don't help yourself first. Keeping your business going and keeping money coming into your business is massive for keeping your own boat afloat, or keeping your own oxygen coming in as you would on a plane, for example. So getting in the mindset of, I need to put the business as a really high priority during these times so that my boat isn't leaking and I'm not about to sink, because then you're not in a position where you actually are going to be able to help other people if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, at the end of the day, when the beauty and personal care and hair world opens back up, as I said before, just by nature, we are givers. So we need to have that full tank so that when we do open back up, we can give straight away. It's going to be very, very difficult for us if we open back up and our clients are, banging down our doors and filling up our wait list, which they are, and then we're already empty. So it is really important, as you said, I love that analogy, to take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of but in terms of, for example, if you are a person at the moment who really is suffering financially, there is actually something that Beaute Industrie, a fund that was created for you. So if you are in the boat of, I really need to make money because there literally is none, Coles vouchers are available as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the industry was so kind and so generous. We put a call out and said, if you can't feed your family or your little ones, or if you just need essentials, as a breastfeeding mum myself, you can hear my baby in the background with some coos and cars. Formula is damn expensive. So, we put a call out to the industry and said, who can help? Just give us anything you possibly can, $20, 20 cents, $2, whatever that may be. And we partnered with the Aesthetic and Beauty Industry Council, and there's over $55,000 in that kitty. So if that sounds like you and you can't afford the essentials, please go ahead on that website and apply. All you need is just to show your beauty quals, and then you'll be helped as well.
Fantastic. And this is available, and it's a $100 Coles voucher, and they can just go in and buy any essentials that they need, food, baby powder, you name it. If you can get it from Coles, then it's yours.
Absolutely, that's it.
Fantastic. So we've covered a bit of mindset and making sure that you have got food on the table, if you don't, or if you're really struggling there. But without further ado, you are here because you want to know how to keep money coming in during these times. Tamara has come together with a whole bunch of ideas, which we've got a blog for, and we've got a whole bunch of things that you can really start off with here. But I think one of the first things that would be really good to start off with, because not everyone does it, and that is sell gift vouchers online for when you do reopen.
Yeah, huge. There's two really big important, or actually three really big important milestones that come through between now and the end of the year. Realistically, you've obviously got Father's Day, and we're seeing more men certainly come into the likes of salons, spas, clinics, getting more, customized beard and barber treatments, including facials. You've also got Black Friday, which is a huge way to cash in for your business, and you've also got Christmas. So I know that this might scare a few people, but there's only about 16 weeks until Christmas. It's very, very close. Yeah, there's about 4 months. So, the way that we can talk to our clients about this, well, first of all, the ease for you to sell a gift voucher is super simple. You don't have to package anything up. You don't have to send it out, get Australia Post or Sendle to send it. You don't have to go anywhere. Your clients can literally click and it's in their emails, which is so beautiful. And I want you to start talking about the term self-care, because that's actually, self-care and wellness are two of the most Googled words that have come out of 2020 and 2021. Because let's face it, like you and I, Alex, we're all sitting in front of a camera on Zoom, looking at ourselves thinking, that little wrinkle or that acne spot could be gone if I did a little bit more. So, talk about the word self-care. And look, let's face it, when you've been locked up in your house for a number of days, a number of weeks, you want to get out and you want to treat yourself, so using all these beautiful words can certainly help your clients. And what a fantastic job you do at providing services for your clients. So again, you're not really selling anything. You're selling self-care. You're selling wellness. You're selling people that they're going to be able to refill their tanks, and that makes them feel good. So though you are making money of it, obviously that's what everyone is in business to do, you're really selling them the feel good confidence movement that they need to be a part of. And then obviously tack that onto Father's Day, tack that onto Christmas is almost here. Yeah. Start to have these conversations with your clients. And I love what you said. Here comes my cat. I love what you said, Alex, about I've got brain fog now because cat's walking across my screen. That's it. Connection and conversation with your clients, because it's hard to show up this time on camera and talk about our business. But if you go down, then you're out of sight, out of mind. With business, it's not distance makes the heart grow fonder. You don't miss Myers if you don't shop at Myers for a while. You need to be front of mind with people. So jump on, say hi, have a casual and candid chat, exactly like we are. And just keep in front of people's minds.
Yeah. And by doing that, you can always talk about like your gift vouchers being an option for example, maybe new packages that you're coming out of lockdown. Maybe have a think of let's say someone hasn't been able to get any beauty treatments done in Sydney for 4 weeks. Maybe there's some massive bundles that you can put together. Maybe everyone's a bit hairy and everyone needs a full body wax, or maybe everybody really needs a facial. There's a whole bunch of things that you could put together, which is like, you could even call it new me or something like that. Yeah. There's a whole bunch you could talk about, like everyone's going to be coming out of lockdown. We know that a lot of you have been waiting for us. So here's some specific gift vouchers that you can buy for yourself as a treat for when you get out, to make you feel like yourself again. So there's loads that you can do in terms of selling gift vouchers, even for your own clients who just want to buy it for themselves. But of course, you can buy it for family and friends too.
Yes, and even think about people who have birthdays in lockdown, you know. Mm-hmm. It's not a fun way to celebrate. You're sitting at home, probably with a bottle of wine and maybe, you know, your partner or your housemate. Talk about those types of gift vouchers as well.
Yeah, there's so much potential here, and with most salon softwares, including Timely, you do have the ability to sell gift vouchers online really, really easily. So that is something, if you have got an online booking system, definitely take advantage of. Find out how you can do it. In Timely, you can do it through going to set up gift vouchers and then getting your link there. So make sure that you do that, and any good salon software will have the ability to sell gift vouchers online for sure, because that's something that has been really desperately needed over the last 16 months in particular. So anything more to say on gift vouchers before we move on to the next way to make money during lockdown?
I just think if we frame gift vouchers as a treat, you will definitely be on the way. You know, you can spend a gift voucher on anything. It doesn't have to be, as I was talking about before, it doesn't have to be one of those milestone days. It can just be something for a friend. You know, heard you were feeling down, here's $50. Heard you're feeling down, here's $20. Every single bit of money that comes into your business now makes a difference. So don't think about a gift voucher as like a $500 package. It can just be all of those small little incremental spends that make the bank balance just that little bit more higher.
And I think some people would be a little bit nervous about really selling gift vouchers. And this has been a really big conversation over the last 16 months, which is, so yes, I sell all these gift vouchers now and it will keep me afloat. But then over time, you know, I'm going to have days where I'm not making money. I think that the way to really view it is you want to use your gift voucher funds not lavishly on yourself, not that you would, but like use them to get by. And then when it comes to actually having those services, remember that you're in control of your own calendar and that you can book people in. You probably don't want to have a whole day where you're doing gift vouchers only. So spread out those gift voucher appointments so that you know that you've still got money coming in on those days and you're not feeling like you're because I know this is how a lot of people feel around gift vouchers. They feel like, I've just done a whole day of free treatments. I mean, technically you haven't, but it can feel like that when no money is coming in on the day. So just remember, you are in charge of your calendar. What some people do, if you've got a lot of money left over from gift vouchers during lockdown, is I've seen some businesses put it into a separate account and pay themselves out of that account every single time they have gift vouchers come in, if you're a small business and you want to manage that money better. So there are different ways of managing gift vouchers so it doesn't feel basically painful once you get out and people start spending them.
Yeah, that's a great point, Alex.
So the next thing that we'll be talking about, which is probably one of the easier ways to make money during lockdown, and that is selling products. Now, this is something, if you did take your retail home with you, then you should be able to do. And you said before about Sendle and AU Post, there are ways that you can sell your retail to people without even leaving the house yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Don't you love technology? It's just, when it works, it is amazing. Things like, it's so easy. I do it all the time. We have a mini store on the Beaute Industrie website. We just sell some industry books like skin books and health and things like that. And I never go to the post office. All you have to do is literally just type it in the person's address to your AusPost or even Sendle. It pre-populates, make sure that it's going to the right place. All you have to do is print it out. You don't even have to have a fancy label printer if you don't want. You can print it on just normal paper and sticky tape that to your box. Make sure that it's obviously all covered so that if it does get a little bit wet, that it's not, it's not bleeding the ink or anything like that. And here's my cat.
There's a comment in there from Donna saying, oh my gosh, I love cat Zoom bombing.
Yeah, she is like the queen of Zoom. So I might actually put her in a box and send her somewhere because every Zoom.
I think Sindel will probably have an option for that, right? Live products.
Live products, yeah, exactly. But super easy. And then all you literally have to do on your hour of leisure or exercise, all you have to do is jump out, put it in the post, nice and easy. And that's your product done. But as you said, you've obviously got to have that stock at home to send. Again, there is no more time that you have than right now, if you're in lockdown especially, to actually jump on a live like this and just chat to your clients about products. And again, I don't want you to chat about this is the ingredient, this is the benefit, this is the price, because that's quite boring and dry information, right? Instead, what we want to be saying is, are you sick of wearing your mask? Is your mask giving you acne? With that acne, are you getting inflammation? If yes, this is the product for you. Why? It's anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial. All you have to do, pop it on before you put your mask on, go for your walk, come back, take your mask off. How easy is that? Right?
Is there actually a product that does this?
I just made it up, but I'm sure there is.
Please.
Right? It makes life easy. You're sold, right? And I don't even have the product here to sell. And that's the thing. All you need to do when you're talking about retail and products is find your client's problem and then be the solution to that. And that's all. Don't go on about it's this much price and this much weight and da da da. But what you do have to do, coming back to what you said before, is get out there, put your face on camera, talk to people about your products, talk to people about what their problems are, what they're experiencing. And it couldn't be more simple. And, again, salon software programs and websites these days are super, super helpful for our industry. There's no reason why we shouldn't have a little mini website. It doesn't even have to be fantastic, just something you can set yourself up in less than 24 hours and start to sell your products from.
Yeah, and it's such a fantastic way to add another revenue stream to your business. I know a lot of businesses, particularly beauty in here, there are a lot of businesses who didn't do retail properly. It was just kind of a less than 10% of their, or maybe even less than that, maybe even 1% of their annual income, because they didn't focus on it. But if you have a solid retail stream of income, those businesses that did survived off their retail because their customers loyally had been buying their retail for years. So then when it came to them being closed, those customers all had to, repurchase those products because they couldn't go in. So getting yourself solidly set up with retail in-store and also a really fantastic online store really does, it protects you in times like these. So if you're not doing that already, please do it. And if you feel like, yes, I've got retail that I can sell, but I don't know about putting my face on camera, maybe I've got a couple of thousand followers on Instagram, and some of them are my competitors, some of them are brand representatives that I work with. What you can do is create a private Facebook group for your customers. I manage a Facebook group. I manage the Timely Community Hub. You manage Beaute Industrie. It's really good to have a Facebook group because you're only talking to the private people who are in there. So it means that if you really feel like I only want to talk to my customers, but I know other people are watching, maybe my competitors are watching, that's putting me off, do it in a Facebook group. Go live in a Facebook group. We're currently live on our Facebook page and in the Timely Community Hub. So take advantage of that if you do feel a little bit nervous, if you think people are watching who maybe you don't want to watch or feel nervous about. That is an option. And to be honest, I think it's a more I want to say convincing, but I probably want to say more powerful experience for your clients, because they are being added into a VIP group. And then you're talking about products for specific problems and them being the solution to that. So it could be a way, if you feel like Instagram or Facebook feels a little bit daunting right now, think about having your own private Facebook group for that.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And even to that, I was just thinking as you were talking, like on my personal Instagram or Facebook, I don't go live over there because my dad and my mum and my sister is over there, you know, and I'm not going to talk to them about our club or coming to a brunch event versus in our Facebook group. That's where all the beauty and wellness professionals are. So it makes much more sense for me to go live over there. And VIP, that's such a, you know, elusive, sexy word. You know, if your clients are invited to a VIP group, they just feel that much more special. And then if you start to talk to them, again, it's another level of connection. So I love that.
And there's a lot that you can do in there. Like if it's you, like you went live recently where you actually showed how you're making these wellness bowls in the kitchen. And I remember you telling me this the other day, and I thought that's genius. Like you don't just need to talk about, you know, your products. You can just stay present online through providing little different bits of content, like maybe like what's your skincare like routine. Show us how you take off your makeup at nighttime and what you're using. Show me what makeup you're putting on in the morning, and maybe it's, if it's the brands that you use, hopefully it is, then that's a really good way that you can show there's just many ways that you can go live, and it's not so confronting when you're doing it to your customers because you know them, you know who they are, and it's far more personal. So there's loads of options for selling products and even packages online, like we spoke about a little bit earlier, selling packages like for a bundle of packages. Maybe someone wants to come in after lockdown and you can create a package for getting everything waxed and then getting everything tinted that where the hair's left basically, and make them feel fantastic again. So there's packages that you can sell in these group and in your Facebook group or online, wherever you're talking about it, and say, like, I know you're feeling a bit drab right now. Everybody is. I'm lucky I've got these skills and I'm making myself feel great at home, but I want you to feel great as soon as I can look after you. So this is what I put together for our customers. And there's a whole bunch of things in here that you can come in, walk in, get, you know, strip wax and, you know, you name it, have a facial, get a spray tan, whatever it may be, and walk out feeling like yourself again. So talk to your customers in these ways. It's a really cool thing to do. And speaking of being online, this actually is a really good segue to online video consultations.
Yeah, yes, so important. And again, if you've got a team, there's so many people asking me, Tamara, what do I get my team to do this whole time? You know, if you don't like being on camera, but your team does, if they're doing TikToks, get your team on the camera. You know, if you don't like, again, being online, if you don't know how to set up a Zoom, if you don't know how to do online consults, but your team does, get them to help you. You know, this is where that leadership skill of delegation comes into play. Get your people on your team because, hey, they're sitting at home doing nothing as well. So we might as well get them involved and get them, you know, off the couch, stop watching Netflix for an hour or two and, you know, have a conversation. And how much better do you feel? Just that little bit of human connection. So virtual consultations, I kind of feel like our industry should have been doing this 5-8 years ago, you know, and a silver lining, I guess, if you can call it that, of the pandemic is that we have moved into technology more. So it is so easy, just exactly like we're chatting now, to see a client's skin, have a talk to them. How many glasses of water are you drinking a day? What's your caffeine consumption? What are you using AM, PM? You know, talk to me about how your skin feels after your cleansing. Are you regular on a monthly basis? You know, there's so many easy questions we can ask our client. And I know that as people who are visual and we love to touch and see the skin in front of us, people say to me, well, there's a barrier there because I can't see the skin. But if you are so good at your consultations, you almost don't need to look at the skin. I mean, Alex, I can see your skin beautifully from here. Yeah, and we can even ask our client to come up a little gorgeous skin.
But you can see, like, I've got just a
Yeah.
tiny little ring light in front of me. And most people have these at home now for taking selfies. But even here, like, you can probably tell I've got some acne scarring right here. And those are things that you can still tell on camera. Even if you're not in person with them, you can still get those little details and you know, make the most of that consultation.
Exactly right. And again, this is where you still turn around and you diagnose the skin. So you say, Alex, I can see X, Y, and Z. It's due to A, B, and C. When we reopen, what I can imagine your treatment plan would be is da, 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 da. I'm going to need to see you fortnightly for the first 2 months, and then we'll step it back to monthly as we progress out. But in the meantime, because I know you're in lockdown and I can't physically touch your skin, though I want to, I'm going to get you started on A, B, and C products. I'll package that up for you. I'll put it in the post box tonight when I go for my little walk around the block, and it should be with you by the next 2 to 3 days. How easy is that, you know? And all of these just little tiny bits and pieces, again, we're not making millions overnight. We're just topping up that bank so that we stay to the point where we can break even.
Oh, and this might even be something that you want to continue after lockdown as well. Like if online consultations work really well for you, there may be clients that you used to see who follow you on Facebook, who see what you're doing and say, actually, I miss Tamara looking after my skin. I want one of these online consultations, and I'm going to start getting my retail from her and start getting her to look after my skin remotely. And I've actually got a friend in New Zealand who struggles with acne, and she does her online consultations with a skin therapist here in Melbourne, buys her retail from her, and has this online relationship with just about her skin where they do consultations. And if you make your consultation, like if you're getting new to this and you're thinking, okay, how do I get people excited about this? But how do I also protect my time? Because I'm all about protecting your time, making sure that you don't have people no show. If you put a deposit, for example, on your consultation and make it redeemable on products, if that's something that you'd like to do, that's a really great way that you can incentivize clients for coming in, having a proper consultation and getting lots of value from your conversation as well. So that's a really, I mean, this is why businesses, when it comes to, like, for example, the makeup counters, you pay for the makeup and then it's redeemable on the products. And it's a really great way to have a proper consultation with your client, show them through different products and how you would use them. And then they get to go, okay, so I'll take this, this, and this, and this. And you'll often find that they spend a lot more than what that deposit was for your time. Let's say maybe you charge $60 for the hour. Who knows? You could charge more than that. Or maybe you only need half an hour with them, depending on what consultation you do. There's ways that you can guarantee that you'll make money from it, guarantee that you'll be selling products as well, and provide an amazing customer service for your clients. I mean, that's a way that they can know that they're being looked after by a professional during a time when they actually can't see one in person. It's the closest that you'll get from having that professional actually look after you.
100%. And say your business is on Smith Street in Collingwood, rather than having people having to drive by or find you from a word of mouth or a friend of a friend or a friend who works at work, whatever that looks like, you can now not just target that Collingwood, Clifton Hill, Brunswick, Northcote kind of area. All of a sudden, by doing a virtual consultation, you can do a consult with somebody in New Zealand, somebody in Perth, heck, somebody in Singapore. You know, it doesn't matter where they are. Your business now is limitless. You can consult anyone, anywhere in the world, which is so cool.
Yeah, and the beauty industry over the hair industry actually has a real advantage here because this probably wouldn't work as well for the hair industry. Could do actually if you were wanting to sell hair products and look at someone's hair health, but with particularly like skin and like you know, basically skin. There's a huge amount that you can do there in terms of looking after someone while you can't see them.
Yeah, absolutely. Skin, face, body, you name it, we have a product for it.
Oh, we absolutely do. And like, I mean, even for the hairdressers out there, if you could even do like hair health consultations.
Huge. Look how dry my hair is. You can just see that just on this little Instagram because I'm breastfeeding at the moment. All my nutrients go to baby.
Oh,
You know, imagine if I jumped on a consultation with someone, they went, look at your regrowth, Tamara. Look how dry your hair is. I would go, send it to me right now.
my baby's taking everything from me, including my sleep, including my hair.
Sleep, my hair, giving me wrinkles. Oh, goodness.
Oh, good thing he's cute and he's worth it.
Exactly.
That leads us actually onto our last topic, and we've kind of already talked about it a little bit already, but don't disappear.
Yeah.
Don't disappear. This is a time where your clients are probably as bummed out as you are, if we're honest. You know, absolutely. You are a really positive, you're a really positive part of their lives. They wouldn't see you if it wasn't a positive experience for them. They wouldn't be loyal to you if they didn't love you and what you do. So seeing your face, seeing your business active, having this really, and beauty is a really beautiful, positive thing. Like people do this because it makes them feel better. Yeah. So when your business shows up on their Facebook or their Instagram going live, or they get invited to a private Facebook group, that's I love this business. They make me feel good. This is probably like, you probably have lots of things going on in their brain, giving them like, oh, I want to see what's going on here.
Absolutely. And in the beauty industry particularly, and this is obviously too relevant for hair as well. I know I've seen my hairdresser for the last 3 years. You know, I've only been in this one space for the last 3 years, but you know, some clients are like friends. They're like family to us, you know, and imagine if all of a sudden, because you're in lockdown, your family and your friends just stopped talking to you and went, nope, I'm done. There's no relationship. It's the exact same, you know, so you've got to get on, you've got to show your face. And all of a sudden, you might jog your client's memory. Oh, there's Alex from ABC Day Spa. I just remembered I finished that exfoliant last night in the shower. I'm so glad that she prompted me, and now I can remember to jump on her website and buy my exfoliant. You know, there's so many things that are flying around in our minds, and especially more when we're on social media just mindlessly scrolling, that if you go live or if you send an email or if you send a text, you know, I know Timely has so many fantastic options to communicate with your clients. You know, again, it's just that beautiful memory jog. You don't even have to sell anything. You can send a text that says, hey, Alex, miss your face. Can't wait to treat you again. Hope you're doing well in lockdown. And you might send that to 20 or 50 of your VIP clients. And how special is that? You know, someone's thinking of you.
And that's amazing. And that's just where you will stand out from most businesses, because I'm telling you, JB Hi-Fi probably isn't contacting, you know, your clients to say, hey, we miss you buying our technology. Like it's something that you can have a personal relationship. You can have a really personal relationship with your clients this way and let them know that that you miss them and that you hope that they're doing all right. And there are literally so many ways that you can do this. So my hairdresser, who I'm very upset with because he moved to Finland and I've had to try a new hairdresser and I don't like what they've done to my fringe, but that's
the most fabulous hair I've ever seen. But
you know what? It's my glow in life that I get to say I grew this all myself and it not be a lie. So I've gone to a new hairdresser, but anyway, my lovely hairdresser, what he used to do during the lockdowns when he was here in Melbourne is whenever he had a client and it was their appointment and he knew that obviously they really look forward to seeing him, he'd give them a call at the time of their appointment to see how they were doing. And that's particularly if you're like an upmarket salon or spa, or maybe you haven't got, like it's one or two of you in the salon and you look after specific people. And you've got that relationship with them, calling them saying, hey, you would have had your appointment today. I just wanted to like call and check in on you and see how you're doing. And then, you know, and they might even say, yeah, like my regrowth looks terrible. Is there anything I can do? Maybe there's something that you're offering to help them, or there's some hairstyles you can talk about, or if you've got any products or any root spray, that might be something that you can sell them. So, giving them a call when their appointment is an amazing thing. SMS campaigns, like you just said, sending something out to a bulk load of people, really quick and easy way to do it. I know Bunnings did it recently, actually. Anyone who had a tradie card got a message from Bunnings saying, "Hi, you've got a tradie card, so you can still come in and see us."
Wow,
Yeah, so there's ways that you can still just keep in touch with a whole bunch of clients, and it not even need to be a romantic message. It can just be, hey, we're available still for whatever it is. I'm just letting you know that we still exist. Don't say what I just said, but something really lovely and true to your brand and what you want to put across. Email marketing is an option, but emails during this time, I'm pretty sure they have a decent open rate, particularly when people aren't too busy with their life. They're just kind of stuck at home. If it's an email from, the salon that they live for and love, then they're probably going to open it to see how, what you're up to, what they can get from you, things that you recommend for well-being during this time. There's so many different ways you can communicate with your clients. You've got Facebook, Instagram, private Facebook groups, SMS, email, giving them a call. There's so many different ways you can keep in contact, and you don't necessarily have to use every single one of those, but pick your one or two and stay in contact.
Absolutely. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Alex, when you said just be true to your brand. Each brand has their own voice, their own style, their own personality. If anything, the literal words that you and I are saying don't resonate with somebody who's watching this in their brand, use your brand words. If you're a really funky, cool salon, then you might say, "Hey babe," or "Hey girl," or whatever that may be. But if you're a little bit more upmarket and you've got a reserved clientele, well, then you might say, "Hello, how are you?" or "Good afternoon." So just speak in your own language and your own brand's language, and then that will feel most authentic to you.
Yeah, I think, that's really good. And keep it in how you would normally talk to them, maybe if you were in person with them, so that it doesn't, because text can often sound a little bit robotic, particularly when they're like mass done. So definitely try and use your sound, your brand, your voice as much as you possibly can. And when it comes to text, just SMS campaigns, because it can go out to 50, 100, 1,000 people, more than 1,000. It can be quite good to double check for spelling mistakes.
Yes, absolutely.
So when it comes to any of those larger communications during this time, even when it comes to like your own tone of voice, you'll be pretty let down with yourself because you can't retrieve a text.
Yeah, absolutely. And put your business name at the end. I get so many text messages, and then it just says 50% off, whatever. And then I go, who's this even from? So make sure you have your business name there.
Yes, your business name, your tone of voice. Try to avoid spelling errors if you can. I'm dyslexic, so I forgive you for them, but some you're dyslexic as well.
Yeah, I say the most backwards, upside down, grammatically wrong errors. It's a nightmare.
And I hope people forgive me for them, but I know that some people will message you back with a little asterisk in the and the word spelled correctly. So if maybe they're having a bad day. But yeah, definitely keep in mind, if you are going out with any mass communication, spend a little bit of time on it, because it's not like a Facebook post or an Instagram post. SMS and email can't really be retrieved. So anything like that during these times, I mean, I'm telling you something you already know, but just something to keep in mind. Now that is really everything that we've gone over in terms of making money. So we've talked through help that is available through Beaute Industrie. We've been talking about your mindset, getting your mindset into the fact that you are not an opportunist during this time. You are being a good business person, and that is so important for keeping your business afloat. So those two things we started with. We then spoke about selling gift vouchers online, selling packages and products, but particularly products during this time. Online video consultations, which is something that you may want to keep as a service forever, because it may go that well for you. And of course, staying in touch with your clients. So that is a very full-bodied live. I almost said wine then, full-bodied wine. But feel free to drink a couple of bottles over the next couple of weeks. That may be part of your self-care. But aside from any other tips that I could personally give, Tamara, is there any other tips aside from drinking a full-bodied wine?
We know you're in lockdown when you're talking about drinking wine. At what time is it? 2 p.m.
A bottle of wine with lunch. It sounds like a good day.
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. You've covered that off perfectly.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and have a glass of wine from me.
Bye.
Bye.